YouTube, how you doing? Murph here, bringing you another product review. Actually, this is going to be more of a product update than anything on the Microsoft Elite Series 2. Now, most of you are going to be very familiar with this controller. It's been out a couple of years now, but I wanted to kind of give an update on how it's been holding up. And since the Scuf Instinct Pro was just released, I figured this would be a good time before I do a comparison review to kind of do a full in-depth review on this controller first. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Microsoft Elite Series 2 is a first-party controller designed and produced by Microsoft, and it's a follow-on to the original Microsoft Elite controller, which was considered one of arguably the best aftermarket controller available. And this has been improved upon that in almost every single way, which kind of ties into the design, right? So we now have grips that go all the way up onto the front rather than just on the back. There's also kind of this textured material up here on the left and right trigger. They've redesigned the Xbox home button here so that it's more of a click than the old style. They've redesigned the back paddles so that they're a little bit more tactile and they take just a little bit more effort to press, which is a good thing for most people because a lot of people had issues on the original with kind of inadvertently hitting the back paddles because they were so sensitive. The new thumbsticks now have tension adjustments right here on the top. It comes with this kind of screwdriver tool here, and you can use that to adjust the tension inside of the thumbsticks very quickly, easily, and efficiently. Also, it now features 3 adjustable trigger points rather than the 2 on the outgoing model. And so you can really kind of fine tune all of this. And of course, all of this is backed up by software that is the best for any controller that I've ever seen. Most controllers don't even offer software. The ones that do don't even come close. You can go into the software and further adjust the sensitivity curves of the thumbsticks. You can adjust even further the trigger sensitivities. You can remap every single button that is on this controller. You can do all of that through the software. It's very functional, very easy to use, and really just kind of enhances the experience with this controller. The design of this controller is really, really good. The only negative thing I can say about it, and I don't necessarily know if this is even a true negative, but for anybody who doesn't like this kind of matte black design, it's the only color scheme that it comes in. Personally, I really like the look of it, but if you want to switch it up, that's just not going to happen. They do have Microsoft Design Labs, but the Elite Series 2 is not available kind of within their design lab area. So what you see is what you get as far as the design goes. The build quality is obviously very good. It's what the Elite Series 2 is kind of known for. A lot of times you buy a $180 gaming accessory and you're like, did I really kind of waste my money on that? That is not a problem with this controller. As soon as you hold this controller, it will be very evident to you why you paid that much money. It's one of the most well-built gaming accessories that I've ever bought. It's hefty, but in a good way. It's got a really nice weight to it, and this is a little heavier than the outgoing model because there is no removable battery system now. There's no more AA's. The battery is built directly into the controller, and that does add a little bit of extra weight, but it also means you don't have to mess around with finding freshly charged AA batteries anymore. And while we're on the topic, this is now USB-C charged instead of USB type A, so a much more efficient charging system. And you can charge it in 3 ways. The first way, which is the one that I do, is I just plug the USB-C straight into the top and charge it that way. The second way is by using this little kind of docking station that it comes with. You plug the USB-C in the back, and then you just place the controller on here and it charges that way. And kind of the coolest way, I don't use it a lot, but kind of the coolest way to charge it is just to take this, set it inside the case, put the controller into the case, and then the case itself actually has a little hole here in the back where you can plug the USB-C in there, so you can just charge it directly in the case. And that way, if you need to go somewhere, to a buddy's house, to a LAN party, something like that, you could just pull it out, walk away with the case, and you're ready to go with a fully charged controller. Now, as far as the case itself, it's a hard shell case. It's going to keep your controller well protected. And this is kind of a good feature as well because a lot of other companies actually charge you more for the case and the additional thumbsticks and all of that. And the Elite Controller 2 does not. This all comes included with your purchase, so you can switch out those thumbsticks if you prefer a little bit of a wider thumbstick, a longer thumbstick. It also comes with a dome thumbstick. And if you're not a fan of this D-pad, the circular D-pad here, it does come with just a regular style D-pad as well. And just like the outgoing model, everything is magnetic, so everything can be interchanged very easily. Now on to the main purpose of me making this video, which is just talking about the longevity and how this controller has held up. I've owned this for a little over a year now. I'm mostly a mouse and keyboard player these days, but I've still got hundreds of hours of time in on this controller. I tried to do an estimate the other day of how much I've used this controller. It's really hard to say, I don't exactly keep track, but just judging by when I switched over to mouse and keyboard and thinking about the average amount of time that I spend playing video games a week, I was able to kind of estimate my usage on this particular controller at right around 180, maybe 200, 220 hours, somewhere in that range. And I personally have not had any issues. Controllers are notorious for breaking. Things like the bumpers, stick drift. The fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter what brand of controller you buy or how much you pay for it. Controllers are one of the first gaming accessories that you're gonna have issues with. They get replaced often, so do keep that in mind. I don't notice any worse issues with this than any other aftermarket controller that's available right now, but there are people that have had issues. When it comes to really any gaming accessory, but especially controllers, I always recommend getting the replacement warranty that comes with a lot of these. I know Best Buy offers one, Amazon offers one. I'm not sure if Microsoft offers one directly through their website. I believe they do. I just can't comment specifically on that. It's been a long time since I've purchased anything directly from the Microsoft website, but I know Best Buy and typically Amazon offers it as well. Usually it's like $30 for 2 years worth of protection. If anything happens to your controller, they'll fix it, and if they can't fix it, they'll replace it free of charge. So I always recommend doing that with especially a controller this expensive. But I personally haven't had any issues with mine. No stick drift has been noticeable. All of the buttons on here feel great. So hopefully if you pick this up, that is your experience as well. And my opinion on the Microsoft Elite Series 2 is that if you're looking for an aftermarket controller and you have the money to spend, this is the best one that you can buy right now. I would definitely recommend, if you're a controller player, picking this up. With that being said, that wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, found it useful. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see other content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and YouTube, we'll catch you later.